So I'm just going to quickly go over just a few things that are new on Food Factor Live, and also to highlight some things that you might have forgotten. Now, happily, I've noticed today quite a few of our presenters have touched on some of the Food Factor Live resources already. So where they have, I won't labour it. And just to, as with all the other presentations, all of these are on the Food Factor Live's website, and I think we've put the link in a couple of times now into the chat. So you'll be able to go back and follow the links and get directly to these resources after the session. So cooking on a budget, great to see so many of you saying in the poll that you like resources on this. And indeed, we have got a few of these already, but I'm sure we can add more, and there's lots more opportunities. I just wanted to flag that there's a sheet, that's where it says sheet in pink underlined, that will direct you to the different activities, and also provides sort of bullet points and a little bit of an explanation about what the activities are, as well as a direct link to then the resource that accompanies them. So that's a great place to start. And I've just put a selection on the screen here. I just wanted to pick out a couple for you. So cost and sensory evaluation is a nice activity where you can provide pupils with the same food or ingredient in a different price ranges. So, you know, that could be pasta, it could be just about anything really, and bread and things like that. And you can get them to obviously taste those, complete a piece of sensory evaluation, and try and work out really, you know, how much does cost matter? Is it worth paying extra money for things, or actually is the taste difference, you know, negligible or whatever? So that's an interesting activity and can help children, young people consider, you know, sort of what they might have assumed about foods that cost less than others in terms of taste. Just to flag our super soup recipe at the side here as well. This is fantastic for helping reduce food waste too. So it's quite it's almost like a pick and mix recipe. So, you know, you start with a protein, then some vegetables, starchy carbohydrate, etc. And it, you know, you choose from a selection of different things available. So this means hopefully young people can go to the fridge at home, hopefully, or what you have left, perhaps it you know, after the food lessons, then they can pick from that. So they just need a particular weight of vegetables rather than having to have a specific type of vegetables or protein, carbohydrate. So really nice mix and match, and means get lots of different soups all in one lesson appearing. So that's just an example of some of our cooking on a budget recipes, so do have a look. Careers Week, 6th to the 11th of March. And I know we've just had a lovely presentation from Liz there with lots of great information. And I think I've put this in the chat a couple of times as well, but just wanted to flag our careers area as National Careers Week is coming up. And we've actually just recently put some new case studies on there as well. So one I'd particularly like to highlight is a Deputy Head of Food, Claire Gibbs, who works at Charlie Bigham's. And we've also got a couple of other people who've kindly done case studies for us from Bigham's, and they're going to go up. We've also got a new case study from Yo Valley Family Farm, and say lots of other interesting ones on there as well. You can just see a selection on the screen. So really worth investigating and sharing with your young people to say help highlight that the diversity of careers available in food. Global cuisine recipes. I don't know if people have seen these. Perhaps you could give us a yes, a yay or a nay in the chat box if you've seen our global and used our global cuisine recipes. So these are a fantastic range of recipes that we developed in response to a survey where we asked pupils, you know, what they felt a modern food education should look like. And one of the key things that they said was they'd like to see, you know, more recipes from around the world be available in their lessons, etc. So we picked 6 sort of world areas and developed some recipes from those areas. So we've got some really exciting variety of foods and dishes on our website now based on this work. And just to say as well, that as well as sort of, let's say, presentations and recipes, etc., we've got some really interesting background information available from the sort of different areas. So that's really, say, worth having a look at as Okay, and I think Laura has well and truly done the job for me here with flagging our additional needs resources on Food, a Fact of Life. So again, I won't go into this much further, but just to say that we have a whole tab on the website now that is dedicated to additional needs. So we spent some years really wanting to put resources on to support pupils with additional needs. But we didn't know where to start, obviously, with it being such a diverse and a large area. But then we got going with the characteristics document, and we spoke to Widget about using their symbols, and we started putting together some material. So we have now, I say, we've actually got a whole dedicated tab on the website. But even as Laura says, you're not restricted, you're just being in that area. There's all sorts on the Food, a Fact of Life, lots of great picture cards, games, photographs of food and ingredients that can be used, you know, across the board for all children and young people. Just to flag a new thing, this really is very new. It's Food and Nutrition Key Terms and Definitions resource. It's a glossary of keywords for pupils when they're learning about food. We'll be updating that regularly with more. It's got a lot of definitions in it at the moment, and one of the things that's lovely about this, it's a very simple document visually, almost like a dictionary, but down the side of it has got the letters of the alphabet, so you can jump straight to terms rather than lots of scrolling. It's kind of interactive, so you can jump to a term, and also within the definitions that you can see are other ones, so you can see sort of gelatine in blue here, and so you know, it sort of links back round to itself and takes you to different sections and things like that. So I say a really super sort of almost dictionary glossary of food and nutrition terms and definitions. Just something here for if you have any primary colleagues, it would be fantastic if you could let them know about this. Now we know that food in primary schools is a little bit, you know, sort of less pronounced than it is actually in other primary areas of the UK in primary, but there's still loads of opportunity for delivering the curriculum through food. And you know, obviously I don't need to tell you as our food teachers, our secondary food teachers, the importance of children being able to cook and learn about healthy eating. So hopefully, we know there are a lot of very creative primary school teachers in Northern Ireland who already embed food across their curriculum. But we've launched the Teaching Primary Food and Nutrition programme. So it is a professional development programme for primary teachers, or anybody who teaches in primary, or teaches food in primary. So it could be trainees or teaching assistants as well. It's about building confidence and competence with practitioners, with the ultimate aim of delivering high quality lessons in food. So those who register, we've got 1,500 binders. We've already sent out a couple of hundred of those, but we've still got some good stock there. So people can sign up, they get their binder, their booklet inside, and then it sort of takes them through auditing themselves, making a plan of where, you know, what they want to develop in regard to the teaching about food, nutrition, healthy eating, where food comes from, so they can make a plan. And then we'll be providing lots of free online training for teachers to do, but also making other suggestions of reading or links to the Food, a Fact of Life site. So it's a sort of self-guided CPD, and you know, people primaries can do it, you know, when they have time. And our aim really was to help with CPD in a way that, I say, people could do when they had the time to do it, and also that didn't cost you know, didn't cost any money. So it's free, the binder's free, and the training is free. So and we're due to send some more portfolios out after Easter. So say if you could flag this with any local primaries or primary colleagues, etc., that would be fantastic. Healthy Eating Week again, 2023. So I just wanted to remind you to register. So we're actually going to use very similar themes to last year, actually. So our 5 themes are basically the same, but we are tweaking our message on the get at least 5 a day. So we're going to have canned and frozen count 2, just to sort of angle things a little bit more to consideration for the cost of living. And obviously that fits perfectly as well with what Robert was saying earlier about canned foods as well, you know, being economical, etc. And also reduced food wise, we were just going to change the sort of strap line with that a little bit, but essentially the same. We've taken our resources that were online down from last year. They were on our main site, nutrition.org.uk. Those have come down because we're just tidying those up, getting them ready, and they'll be back up around the end of March for people to use. So you can register now. Again, that's free, and we'll send email updates to let you know about resources and materials coming through. And we have got a designated week for Healthy Eating Week, but we know schools in Northern Ireland do finish pretty much around this time. So if you register, you can run it earlier. You could even get yourself organised to start in August, September, next school year, up to you. So don't miss out because you think you can't run it during that week. You can run it whenever you want. So just to keep the information.